Hey everyone, we're back on the video. Yes, we are. We're talking about the Montreal Canadiens, the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Arizona Coyotes. What happened yesterday? Some things have happened. I feel like a three-way trade, but it wasn't. But we'll get into what has happened yesterday and the ripple effect of this deadline of this offer sheet with Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Now, we'll start off with what the Carolina Hurricanes did. Last Saturday, they go out and tell Jesperi Kotkaniemi, we'll offer you $6.1 million for a year with an offer sheet to come to the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, the Canadiens had a chance to say, alright, we'll match the $6.1 million. We'll take him. You can't touch him, Carolina. Or Montreal can say, we're not matching, and we'll take on that first round pick of 2022 and a third round pick of 2020. A third round pick of 2022, meaning that they had their own first round pick and their own third round pick, which they did. So, knowing this, the Carolina Hurricanes make this offer sheet. And what's the offer sheet again? I did a video on this. It's overpaying for a guy to lure him away from the other team. So, paying extra for Jesperi Kotkaniemi for 6.1 to take him away from Montreal so they own him himself. Okay? Because Jesperi Kotkaniemi is not worth to anyone $6.1 million at this point. In the future, is that possible? Absolutely. But right now, coming into this season, is he worth $6.1 million? Absolutely not. But Carolina's saying, okay, we will go overpay to take this guy off the hands of Montreal. We take him. So Montreal doesn't want to match and think it's like ugly, because with Rebel on the LTIR and Paul Byron, they're still $2 million over the cap. So they would still have to move someone off the roster and make a move. Which, is that the best thing to do? Then you gotta change your roster, what you had? Not really, right? What's a reasonable contract for Jesperi Kotkaniemi? 2.25, $3 million, the highest $4 million. But 6.1 is overpaying to lure that guy away from the original team. Now, what is the result for Montreal? They do not match. This is what our result is, because Montreal did not match. Montreal had to make a trade because the center depth would just be horrific, right? Nick Suzuki, fantastic, project number one center for Montreal next year. Then you have, without Christian Dvorak, before we talk about him, Jake Evans, Ryan Poehling, Cedric Paquette, Matteo Perreault. Jake Evans, I like Jake Evans, great player, great speed, great on the penalty kill, does a lot of great things, wins face-offs, but he's not a second-line center. Third-line center, he's going to get that spot next year. Poehling and Evans battling out for that third-line spot, but remember, they're not second-line centers at this point yet. But getting Christian Dvorak from the Coyotes, we'll talk about the return after we talk about Montreal and what they got here. So, Christian Dvorak, 4.450, definitely less than Jesperi Kotkaniemi, and they still have a little money to spend. Very little. I believe they still have a little money, according to Cap Friendly. Let's see what they say. But, of course, it's going to be different, because I don't think they put the Habs with Shea Ripple on the LTIR. But let's see. Okay, they put him on there. So let's see. They have 0 cap space, so they can't do anything now. That's the thing. Maybe a league minimum contract they could do, PTO contract, and then try on PTO signing to see what they can do, and then make potentially a contract, but potentially, right? But let's talk about Christian Dvorak here. Christian Dvorak is consistent year by year. He's only 25, which is great to know that, because you know what he's going to bring. Jesperi Kotkaniemi, still like, is he going to become better than Dvorak? What kind of guy is he? He's become a bust. He has a lot of room to grow, but what kind of guy is this guy going to turn into? Is he really going to become, what Montreal thought he was going to become? Or is it kind of inconsistent all the time? But Christian Dvorak, we know what he's going to bring. day in, day out. Consistency, wins face-offs. He's over 50% on the face-offs. I think it's 51% or something like that. Great on the power play, too. He's got some, I think, 8 power play goals last year. And just really good. Nose to the net, deflects goals, seeing some of the things he does. Just gets to the net and gets to the front of the net and does things, right? To get goals. He wants goals, so you have to go. And exactly what Christian Dvorak does, and exactly what Montreal needs. A solid second line center. Losing Philippe Deneau stung, right? Going to LA. Now losing your Kotkaniemi. You needed a second line center badly, right? So knowing that, okay, getting Dvorak definitely makes it a lot easier down that middle, for sure. Now, the Carolina Hurricanes, we talked about with just Kotkaniemi, they're going to start him off on the left side, on the left wing. When you do the finish line, Kotkaniemi, Sebastian Aho, and then Teuvo Teravainen. But Andrei Svechnikov is your number 1 left winger. You put him on the second line? Okay, but Svechnikov is your number 1 guy. Right? So we'll see what happens. I think I'd rather have him down the middle, just to say. I really do. I just think that's what he should be. Train him down the middle as much as you can. Continue to do that. Absolutely, but Jake Gardner's going to the LJR, just to let you know that, for hip surgery. So $5 million off the books. So they have cap space, okay? Just to let you know that. So, let's go on to now what the Coyotes take away from Montreal here. Now, I'll read you the conditions here for this first round pick. It's a little, there is some conditions to it, right? So, talking about this first round pick, the conditions are, the better of the Habs or the Carolina Hurricanes 2022 first round pick. But if either or both are top 10 picks, then Montreal will instead transfer to Arizona, the worst of the Montreal and Carolina's 2022 first round picks. Now, I doubt the Carolina Hurricanes will be in the top 10 of the lottery for the first round picks, right? Doubt it. They're a playoff team, right? Absolutely. I know they made some questionable moves, losing Dougie Hamilton, not signing or trading away Nedeljkovic, doing things like that. You know what I mean? But this team's a playoff team. I doubt the odds are really against this that they are not going to make the playoffs. They are a fantastic playoff team. They are making the playoffs, right? They are making the playoffs. So, it's probably going to be Montreal's pick that goes to the Coyotes. Just predict it, right? But Montreal still gets the first round pick. Coyotes just find out which one they get. Which one is, closer to the lottery. Is it Montreal's or Carolina's? Which I'm going to say Montreal's probably going to be close to, even if they don't make the playoffs, let's say it's top 16. Okay, top 16, Montreal loses to a pick. And let's say Carolina's like top 20, top 25. Montreal's going to get that top 25 pick and they hold on to Carolina's. So, Coyotes stacking up on these picks once again. Getting a first round pick for 2021. Getting Dylan Guenther. Now having 2 first round picks. Oh, is it 3 first round picks? Hold on a sec. I think it's 3 first round picks they have. I believe. Yeah. They'll own the Avalanche and Montreal condition one right there. Or Carolina's. Which is probably going to be Montreal's. Interesting. And they have a 2024 second round pick of Montreal's. So that's in a couple of years. So that's what it is to get Christian Dvorak. The Coyotes have done an absolutely fantastic job. That's a whole nother video I can go into about what the Coyotes have done. I'll definitely do that because I'm a big fan of what the Coyotes have done and do it the right way. I'll get that goal scorer, get that franchise guy they need in the Coyotes organization for sure. And I'm sure Austin Matthews, after his contract, is looking at that and say, ooh, this team could be good when my contract ends. I can go to the Coyotes. But that's a whole nother question. That's a whole nother thing, right? For sure. But here's our discussion. What we have here. Montreal getting Christian Dvorak in a 3rd round pick, basically. The Carolina Hurricanes getting Kotkaniemi for that $6.1 million for 1 year. And the Coyotes, like they've been doing this whole offseason, getting picks, a first-round pick, conditional in 2022, Montreal or Carolina, whichever one is closer to the lottery, right? So, and they have a second-round pick of 2024 for Montreal. So we'll see how things turn out. I think Montreal will do a really good job having Dvorak, knowing he'll at least get 30 points for you, the bare minimum 30 points. So that's good to know, isn't it, for sure? And we'll see how that turns out for Montreal. They need him for sure. But, yeah. Alright, thanks for watching NHL Sports. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.